Police probe after mosque targeted with racist graffiti, from a BBC News article. Police are investigating after racist graffiti was sprayed on the side of Edinburgh Central Mosque. The building on Potter Row in the city centre is thought to have been targeted with hate messages at about 9:30 on Friday. A spokesperson for the mosque said it was deeply saddened and concerned by the incident. Police Scotland said inquiries into the full circumstances were ongoing. The mosque said the incident had caused distress not only to the local Muslim community but also those who value peace, dignity, and mutual respect. A spokesperson added, "This act does not reflect the Edinburgh we know and love. Our city is defined by diversity, compassion, and strong community bonds, and we remain confident that these shared values will prevail over division and hostility." Unfortunately, we're going to keep seeing things like this, and I've mentioned that previously when I've spoken about other similar incidents, when police officers or politicians or organizations or governments and policies, when they don't really do much. You can't blame the police because they're just doing their job, so now they have to investigate this. But at the top of the police, they should be doing more, because if people are saying things about Muslims that they should not be saying, and often it is lies and it's hate, and it's not something that if you said about other religions you'd be free. You would not be free. You'd be questioned. You'd be in trouble. You perhaps might be go to jail. But when people, and particularly politicians and people of note, are allowed, or they say these things about Muslims and nobody does anything, and many of these people, they have a huge following globally, where people follow them in their millions, and what they say people listen to and it impacts them, and then they have these ideas to do about Muslims or other groups, and then they go and do these things. You can't just expect, oh, the police are going to sort it out by investigating it and then keep saying the same thing. We see the same incidents again and again and again. I've spoken about and reported about different things for over 5 years, and what has changed? Absolutely nothing. We're going to keep seeing these things. We'll see more, and I don't want to see it, but I'm predicting, like often every Ramadan, I'd say I'm probably the busiest I am throughout the year on YouTube, because I keep posting, because keep being new things happening, whether it's in mosques, whether it's Muslim events, whether it's for iftar, suhoor, or other things. There's always issues of people doing things to Muslims, and it's not going to go away until you do things to ensure that people who say things are dealt with accordingly and held accountable, because what they say is directly or indirectly the cause of what we see, and we can't just say we're going to deal with it and then it keeps happening. And it keeps happening. Why? Because you should be not just dealing with what these cases, but dealing with what causes it, directly or indirectly. So anybody who says anything anti-Muslim, and particularly those who lie, they should be held accountable and dealt with strongly, like people who say bad things about people of other religions. They are dealt with strongly and held accountable. Then you will see less of these incidents. But unfortunately, until we do something about it from right at the top, we're going to keep seeing these incidents, and we're going to keep seeing the repeated messages from the police or other people repeating the same messages without actually doing anything. Or if they can't do the things themselves, then telling or instructing people who can to do things that will actually make a change, that will stop the same cycle of something happens in a mosque or in a Muslim event, and there's a statement and there's arrests, and then nothing happens to stop the root cause, and it happens again and again and again, and we're in the same place years later, and it's not gonna change until those who not just commit the crimes that we see example, but those who say things and are at the top, whether it's politicians, or popular people, when they say things and they are dealt with and they are in trouble and they are heavily fined or in prison or whatever else, that's the only time they will actually realize that they can't say what they want, because at the moment they don't care. It doesn't seem like they care whatsoever. Until they are dealt with harshly, they will keep doing what they want to do, and you're gonna keep seeing these things and nothing's gonna change.